This summit is the first held in 3.5 years, and it aims to promote and mend the framework that is needed to overcome issues in the Northeast Asian region. There have been hurdles, but thanks to the efforts of the three countries, we have been able to resume the trilateral summits, and as chair country, we are very happy to have played a key role. And as chair country, the Republic of Korea will first report on the results of the summit. Through the summit, we held very frank and in-depth discussions relating to global and regional issues, and we have adopted a joint statement to promote cooperation and peace and security in the Northeast Asian region. And we have reaffirmed our position to regularly hold trilateral summits. Despite the fact that the trilateral summits were on hold for the past 3.5 years, we recognized that cooperation has continued in many fields among the three countries, and based on the spirit of squarely facing history, we agreed to promote further cooperation and enhance cooperation in the region. And we have agreed to cooperate in the following 5 areas. First, by institutionalizing a cooperation mechanism, we have agreed to promote cooperation in this region. So we have agreed to work toward establishing peace and security in the region. And to this end, we will hold regular trilateral summits, and we will expand governmental mechanisms to this end. Prime Minister Abe and Premier Li welcomed Korea's Northeast Asia Peace and Cooperation Initiative and have agreed to further develop this initiative. Also, when it comes to disaster management, nuclear safety, and environment, we will continue to further cooperation, and by doing so, we will build mutual trust among the three countries. Second, we will work toward economic and social cooperation to promote prosperity in Northeast Asia, and we will cooperate to identify and further strengthen growth engines in the future. We have agreed to accelerate the trilateral FTA negotiations, and we will also work toward signing the RCEP as well. Also, when it comes to e-commerce, culture, and health issues, especially new industries, we will engage in further cooperation, and we will also establish a new unit for creative industries. Also, we have agreed to further cooperation in the implementation of sustainable development goals, and we will also work toward the successful hosting or the attendance of the related UN conferences. And we have continued to expand cooperation in the yellow dust issues and climate change issues, and to this end, we will form high-level consultations. Furthermore, we will further strengthen cultural and people-to-people exchange. We will expand cooperation in this area. We will promote Campus Asia, and we will also promote various youth exchange programs to this end. We will also further tourism exchange among the three countries, and by doing so, we will bolster human-to-human exchange, people-to-people exchange, and cultural exchange. Lastly, we will also contribute to the challenges faced by this region and the global community. We will deepen our cooperation to contribute to regional and global issues. When it comes to environmental issues, we will collaborate, and we have also agreed on the fact that peace and security in Northeast Asia is key to this region, and we will continue to work toward accelerating the resumption of six-party nuclear talks as well. Also, Premier Li and Prime Minister Abe have agreed to support Korea in its efforts to overcome the division on the Korean Peninsula. When it comes to regional cooperation, we will continue to further cooperation in the multilateral frameworks, including ASEAN and APEC, and we will further strengthen collaboration in this area to further promote regional cooperation. And by doing so, we will respond together in a better fashion against regional, global, and other economic issues. And in the international area, we recognize that there is a serious threat to global security. We will further cooperation in our counterterrorism initiatives as well. Today, we mark the 70th year or anniversary of liberation of Korea and also the Korean War. So it's a very significant year, and it is all the more significant that this year we have resumed trilateral summits between the three countries, and we believe that this is a very important step forward in promoting peace and prosperity in the three countries. We believe that this will serve as a stepping stone to further strengthen cooperation among the three countries, and it will serve as a catalyst to improve bilateral relations among the three countries as well. Through trilateral cooperation, I believe that we will contribute to the peace and prosperity and security of not only our three countries, but the region and the international community. Based on the results of the summit, we will continue to move firmly toward advancing the relationship between the three countries. And lastly, I would like to once again extend my gratitude to Premier Li and Prime Minister Abe for their cooperation and support for this trilateral summit. Thank you.
That was President Park Geun-hye on the trilateral summit. And now we will be listening to Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe for his remarks on the trilateral summit.
Good afternoon. Korea, China, and Japan are neighbors, as you know. And as neighboring countries, of course, there are some difficulties we face. However, today, we have held a trilateral summit. And this is one of the reasons why Japan has continued to call for a resumption of the trilateral summit. To this end, I would like to thank President Park Geun-hye for her initiative in contributing and helping us to resume this trilateral summit. This is a great contribution to the region and also to the world. President Park and Premier Li and myself engaged in frank discussions about the peace and prosperity of this region and how we can promote peace and prosperity of this region. The three countries have also very close economic ties as well. And so we also have a significant future economic potential as well. We have agreed to accelerate trilateral FTA negotiations. We saw eye to eye on the importance of this issue. And this is an effort that we will continue to spearhead. The TPP, which promotes free trade, has been signed by Japan and other countries, but Japan also agrees that we need an economic agreement for this region as well. We can pursue economic cooperation in so many different fields, and also other fields as well. For instance, environment, youth exchange, disaster management. And we have agreed to expand and strengthen cooperation in these other areas as well, and we are very pleased with the results. When it comes to the political arena, for Japan, the abductee issue is very important when it comes to the North Korean issue. And so I strongly urged the two leaders to take an interest in this issue as well. And we agree that North Korea should refrain from further provocative actions and fully and faithfully implement its commissions and comply with the international commitments it has made. And we were able to reaffirm our common stance regarding this issue. This year, the ASEAN community will be launched. And we will also be holding the East Asia Summit. And we also share that these mechanisms will promote peace and prosperity and cooperation in this region. And we also discussed a plethora of global issues as well. And we agreed that we will further expand and deepen cooperation to this end as well. Japan, Korea, and China. These three countries will continue to work for regional peace as well as global peace. And we feel that we share a big responsibility in contributing to global peace. And so we will continue to work together to resolve these issues as well. And we believe that this is the expectation of the international community as well. This trilateral summit is being held for the first time in 3.5 years. And through the resumption of the trilateral summit, I believe that the cooperation mechanism between the three countries are now back on track. Next year, Japan will be a chair country of this trilateral summit process, and we will be hosting the trilateral summit next year. And so we believe today was a great stepping stone for the trilateral summit next year, and we hope for very fruitful results from the next trilateral summit as well. And once again, I would like to thank President Park Geun-hye for hosting the trilateral summit. And I would also like to extend my deepest gratitude to the Korean people for their warm welcome.
And that was Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe making comments on the trilateral summit. And here's Premier Li Keqiang of China.
记者朋友们对本次会议给予的高度关注。
I understand the media was very much interested in the results of the Trilateral Summit. I would like to thank you for your interest. As you know, the Trilateral Summit is being held for the first time in 3.5 years.
对东亚地区的和平和稳定。
And the subject was to promote peace and stability in the Northeast Asian region. And one of our goals, of course, and aim is to enhance the happiness of the people of the three countries.
协调国的韩国朴槿惠总统和韩国政府与人民。
I would also like to extend my deepest gratitude to President Park for hosting the Trilateral Summit and the people of Korea for extending a warm welcome to us.
朴槿惠总统、安倍首相就三国合
Just
作
moments ago,
共同关心的
Prime Minister Abe, President Park, and myself talked about common issues that we face, and we held quite in-depth and frank discussions. And we have reached an agreement on many issues.
的重要性的认识。
We have reaffirmed the fact that we all regard cooperation between the three countries as very important.
是重要的经济发动引擎，也是
The three countries serve as a very important engine for growth in the Northeast Asian region,
稳定的
and we play a pivotal role in promoting peace and security in the region as well. And we play a very important role in defending and protecting the peace and security of this
面
region.
向未来，采取妥善处
We
理
need
好
to face
历史的
history
敏感问
squarely,
题的原则，
and
推动
we need to appropriately respond and handle
在各领
sensitive
域
issues, including historical issues.
共同
And we also agree that we need to promote a very healthy and constructive
致
relationship
力于推动
in all areas
东
of
北亚地区
cooperation.
经济的一体化。
And we also
努力
agree
实
to
现
make more
到
efforts for
2020
the
年
economic integration of
东北
this
亚
region as well.
东亚经济建成共同体的目标，这也会为
And
世
the
界经济
goal
的复
has
苏
been
为
set to work toward forming an East Asia community by 2020. And we can contribute to economic growth and peace on the global arena through our initiative as well.
和韩国、日本的合作，始终本着睦邻友好、
China also views a trilateral summit very important, and our bilateral relations with Korea and Japan are equally important. As you know, the cooperation mechanism has been at a standstill for reasons that you all know. We need to achieve mutual understanding regarding history and historical issues, and we need to look toward the future and agree on a future direction based on dialogue and cooperation. And I hope that this is a goal we can achieve.
和希望不再使三国机制、领导人对话机制受到干扰，出现波折，使双边关系出现反复。
And we hope that we can continue to hold trilateral summits, and we hope that there will be no further hurdles to the trilateral summit process.
良好的政治互信是深化
Firstly, in order to do this, we need to enhance mutual political trust. And in order to achieve this, we need a common understanding on sensitive issues, including history. Korea, Japan, and China bear a great responsibility in regional prosperity and peace. And we also bear responsibility for peace and security on the Korean Peninsula as well. And we need to create an environment where we can make efforts to achieve these goals. And we need to identify economic potential of this region. The three countries have a very complementary economic structure, and we have a great economic potential. We need to pool our efforts together to establish infrastructure, to conduct projects, and also endeavor into new fields of economic cooperation. And by doing so, we can come up with a new model of economic cooperation. And the three countries in the global market should engage in cooperation instead of competition. And thirdly, we need to protect the financial stability of the region together. The global economic recovery is slow, so the attention of the global community is on whether this region can continue its economic growth as it has done in the past. And so we need to play a pivotal role in stabilizing the financial market of this region to promote economic growth. We have agreed to accelerate the trilateral FTA negotiation process. So we need to accelerate the trilateral FTA negotiations as we have agreed, and we also need to accelerate the RCEP process as well. And we need to further strengthen our cooperative mechanism, and we also need to pursue the Chiang Mai Initiative multilateralization, and by doing so, we can promote stable growth. And we also need to promote sustainable growth. And we need to carry out our agreements to this end, and we need to form networks relating to environment and other development areas. We need to promote exchange and communication in this area. And we also need to further the cooperation between regional economies. And we also need to work together in eradicating poverty in this region as well. Korea, China, and Japan also bear responsibility in eradicating poverty, and we also need to promote a social and people-to-people exchange. And this is what the people of the three countries want. The trilateral cooperation, bilateral cooperation will serve as a basis to promote people-to-people exchange. And one of the main goals for us is to promote people-to-people exchange, and by doing so, to enhance mutual understanding between the peoples of the three countries. By this exchange in the private sector, we can promote understanding of each other, and we can also build affinity among the people of the three countries. And this will serve as an important stepping stone for improving bilateral relations as well as trilateral relations. This year marks the 70th anniversary of the end of the World War II as well.
我们将也应当向
And
世
this is
界
indeed a very
共
significant
同
year.
宣誓，坚定不移地走维护
And so this year,
地区和
we
平稳
need
定
to send a clear message to the world that we will continue and walk down the path of protecting peace and
战争
security in
是
this
人类
region.
智慧的失败，
And so we need to reaffirm our
和
stance.
平
War is a failure
还是
of human
人间
intelligence and wisdom,
正道，合
and
作
peace is the only way forward for
是
humanity.
国际发展的大潮流。
And cooperation is
我们期待
what we need to achieve international
未来
development in
三
this
国
day
合
and
作
age.
双边关系能够顺利，不受干扰或者
So
排除干
trilateral
扰，
cooperation
牢牢把
and
握
bilateral relations, we
使
hope can move forward without
三方
facing
合
any
作
great
双边
challenges.
合
So I
作
hope we
也
can
使我们
keep
的
our
这个积极性的会
comprehensive
议
broader goal in mind
能够按
and
期
clearly steer
顺利地
the trilateral cooperation and bilateral relations in the right directions. And this is the hope of China. Thank you very much.